And now, Tech Tip Tuesday.
Hello and welcome to today's Tech Tip Tuesday. A lot of T's in that, aren't there? Well, anyway, today's Tech Tip, we're continuing the three-part, and this is the third part of that series of how it is I'm even doing these videos on the blog to begin with. We've talked about webcams and lighting and software and things of that nature, and I encourage you to get them and just experiment with them a little bit. The best way to learn is just to plug it all up and play with it, and just imagine what you want it to look like, and then set out to make it look the way that you want it to look. Today, though, we want to get to the final part of it, and that is delivery on the web, and video services that you can use. The fact of the matter is that you can make the world's greatest video, but if you don't have a way to get it to the masses where they will find it, then you've just wasted your time. So, how do we put it out there? Well, today, as you can see from this video, it is being hosted on YouTube. YouTube is the premier video service on the internet. Obviously, it's the big one. There are 35 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. Just try to fathom the depth of that. So I'm hosting these things on YouTube. Part of the reason I use the Premiere Elements software is because it has a built-in option to export and go ahead and upload it directly to YouTube in a high-definition form. So there are a few things about YouTube I want to mention to you, and then mention a couple other services, and that will be all for today. First thing, with YouTube, think about the file that you're actually putting up there. It's easier if you use the presets that are in software like Premiere Elements, because it will optimize the video for especially the high-definition formats that are now available through YouTube. And obviously, if we're going to do it, we want to do the best we can. That's why we have the high-definition webcam. That's why we're recording in high definition, and that's why we're editing in high definition. So why would we then stick some little dinky small video up there? Upload in high definition if you can, and I recommend that you do, because there's no reason that you can't. But anyway, you can use YouTube to do that. Some things to do with your video to be sure that you don't forget. Pick a good title, number one. Number two, tag your video. Think about a web page. How do we get search terms out of a web page? Well, there's metadata as part of it, but most of the time now, pages, the text of the page is what's actually searched, so that we have search results related to what's listed on that page. Well, unfortunately, with video, there is not a text element related to it, and as of now, we do not have technology that will allow a search engine to view the video and tell you whether or not it's relevant to what you're trying to see. The way we do that is to add tags. If you do not add tags to your video, there is nothing there other than the title and the name of the author, which would be you. And you know, if you've got some crazy YouTube screen name, then you know, it's not going to help you at all. Anyway, these tags give you search terms, essentially, that search engines can use to find your video. So tag the videos. A couple other things YouTube will let you do. There's a public and private option on the videos. If you select the public, it's searchable in search engines and things. But if you select the private option, it will let you still show the video to other people, but they can only see it if they have the direct link or if you embed it in a page. So consider what it is that you're doing with the video for that, and whether or not it needs to be private or public. Another thing you can do, for instance, with this series, YouTube will allow you to set up multiple videos in a series as a playlist. So take advantage of playlists so that if someone comes along and views this video, they are automatically directed to the next one in the series if there's a next one. So lots of things to do with YouTube. The downside to it is that you're limited to 15 minutes, but in some cases, with a lot of you, especially if you're a preacher, that could probably be a positive. So anyway, YouTube is the great thing to use. There are other options, though, that will allow you to do other things depending on what your needs are. Another service I've used before and highly recommend is Vimeo. Vimeo is a service that actually pioneered the high-definition delivery of video over the internet. At least to a certain degree they pioneered it and still have that available there. The advantage to Vimeo is that you can upload an unlimited length video, or practically unlimited length video. I wouldn't go uploading an 8-hour video necessarily, but it does not have the limits that YouTube has on it. But the downside is that it's not as readily searchable as YouTube or something like that is. So while it is a good thing to post maybe a 30-minute video, a sermon or something of that nature, to have it hosted there and be able to embed in a website or something of that nature, people are not just going to stumble across your videos very easily. The other thing that's a disadvantage to Vimeo, though, but can easily be remedied, is that there's a 500 megabyte per month limit to what you can upload, but you can pay a small fee and have that limit removed. So Vimeo is a great one to check out. Also, don't forget about Facebook. Now, it's got some major disadvantages. The major one is that you cannot track stats on the videos. You're also limited to 20 minutes. But there can be some interesting uses for those videos and for that particular methodology and using it, should you just sit down and think about your viewership and what it is you're trying to get across. So anyway, that's all for today. We're out of time, but I hope you found these things to be useful. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I'd love to hear from you, or leave a question in the comment section or something of that nature, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. That's all for this Tech Tip Tuesday. Join us again next week for another Tech Tip. See you then.